Join me as I try to master finger strokes for painting a stunning sunset on a mini canvas, and I'll be sharing the common mistakes to avoid along the way. There's something so captivating about finger strokes in painting sunsets on mini canvases. It's a technique that's both soothing and mesmerizing, and the tiny size of the canvas only adds to the charm. That's why I love experimenting with it, and I'm excited to share my journey with you today. When it comes to painting sunsets, we've all been there. We start with high hopes, but our canvas ends up looking more like a messy sky than a breathtaking sunset. One common mistake artists make is not preparing their canvas properly. If your canvas isn't primed correctly, your paint will just soak into the fabric, leaving you with a dull, uneven finish. I've been guilty of this mistake too many times, and it's frustrating to say the least. Another mistake is not blending our colors correctly. We've all seen those gorgeous, soft sunsets that look like they're straight out of a dream. But how do we achieve that soft, ombre effect? It's all about blending, my friends. If you're using harsh brush strokes or not blending your colors enough, you'll end up with a sunset that looks more like a rough, choppy sea than a serene sky. Improper use of finger strokes is another common mistake. I know it can be tempting to just use your fingers to sloppily smear paint around the canvas, but trust me, that's not going to give you the desired effect. You need to be intentional with your strokes, using gentle, sweeping motions to build up the color gradually. It takes practice, but the end result is so worth it. And finally, not layering your paint correctly is a huge mistake. If you're trying to achieve a deep, rich color, you can't just apply one layer of paint and call it a day. You need to build up those layers, allowing each one to dry before adding the next. It takes patience, but the end result is a sunset that looks almost three-dimensional. So, how do we avoid these mistakes and create a stunning sunset on our mini canvas? The key is to start with a good base coat. I like to use a warm, golden color to set the tone for my sunset. From there, it's all about building up those layers, using gentle finger strokes to blend the colors together. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try out different brush techniques, like using a dry brush to add texture to your canvas. Another technique I love is using a wet-on-wet approach. This means adding wet paint to wet paint, which helps to blend the colors together seamlessly. It can be a bit tricky to get the hang of, but the end result is so worth it. Just remember to use a light touch and don't overdo it. You can always add more paint, but it's harder to take it away once it's been applied.